Augusta and Iuno, basically all but confirmed to be the next two characters coming out in the next patch in Wuthering Waves. I don't know how, but we have official quote-unquote leaks of their gameplay out. Lots of people have been reacting to it. I've already watched some of it, so we're going to kind of do a bit more of a deep dive into their attack animations, although I did watch it late last night, so maybe things aren't so clear in my head, so maybe we do actually have to do a proper watch of their animations down the line. So let's go ahead and do that right over here. Hello. She might be Iuno might be Gion's best in slot support. That we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit. There's a couple of things, but first let's just go over the animation, take a look at all of that, and take it from there. Here we go. Does this one have no volume? Uh-oh. Oh, Twitter quality. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so right off there, just before we go into her liberation, I am so happy that her echo or whatever that we saw in the kind of teaser drip marketing actually gets used in her what looks like her regular attack animation. I am so happy for that. We needed that. And I'm glad Kuro is delivering on that. That makes her pretty good based off the normal attack, and then we'll see about that later. Kind of looking more like a main DPS type, but let's take a look at this even more. That sword is huge! Huge! Also, we can definitely take note over here that this sword over here is not the one that's part of her drip marketing. That's not part of her drip marketing. She had a bigger broadsword. This one's a thinner, longer sword. So I'm wondering if the sword that we saw in the drip marketing and all that stuff and her first art is actually her signature weapon, whereas this is the one that she summons with her liberations. But she's looking badass for sure. Then we go into a Iuno. Looking gorgeous. The legs and going upside down is absolutely killing me in like the goonest way possible. It's like they and she slams with her legs and her feet, I guess. They really highlight her bottom half for sure in so many ways. That's insane. And she poses like that, bro. What a queen. Honestly, that's crazy. Yes, we're actually going to take a look at that in a moment, but first let's take a look at, yeah, they knew what they were doing. Yeah, they definitely knew what they were doing. Look at how, like, the animation and the smoothness of that feet animation is insane. It's so smooth. It's like so well animated. It's insane. Bro, feet lovers are like winning so hard in the last couple of months. It's not even funny. Feet lovers are winning so hard. ZZZ, Wuthering Waves, to a certain extent also Genshin, but not too obviously. But yeah, there's this slow motion version of Augusta's moveset, so we're gonna take a look at that. Let's get rid of the volume. So yeah, basic strikes, and then right over there, grabs her thighs and swings with her thighs. That's crazy. Bro, that's insane. She spins like 3 times. 2, 3 strikes with the hip sword move, bro. And then finishes it off with a big slam before doing a back and forth animation, and then a 3rd strike, a 4th strike. Like, that's insane. What the fudge? Before going on her mount and then going into the air, doing a Super Saiyan flashbang move before getting back on her mount and then landing back to slam and do more AoE damage. Bro, she's absolutely insane. What the heck? Yeah, she has strong thighs. That's why they accentuate it quite a bit. And then I didn't really pay too much attention to the liberation all that much. And I take back my previous comment about the sword that she uses on her liberation being different than her signature weapon. They're both in the same. When she goes into her liberation form, the broad blade like kind of separates and it goes into this thinner sword where she probably just does more damage. I feel like the big broad blade is more, it feels like more like a seal of some sort. That's kind of cool. Nice little touch there. And then the final strike on that looks super badass and cool as well. I wasn't counting how many strikes that was. There is so much budget animation in Augusta's whole like flow of attacks. It's actually insane. Okay, and then we go into this. Can we do that? Okay, no, that's just the image. I mean, I'm not complaining. This is the image we saw earlier. But yeah, Resident Evil preview for Iuno. She's actually Arrow, despite her color palette, and she is Gauntlets. And right off the bat, we see a meme of her getting trashed because she's now getting completely replaced. I actually started to build her. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. We're all going into Iuno now. Confirmed. Arrow Gauntlets. I was not expecting Gauntlets being... She does not look like a Gauntlet character, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Kuro does not pay attention to weapons all that much. There's another image of her. Bro. Tectone. I mean, I don't blame him, but damn. Save some for the rest of us. And then moving on to Augusta. She's actually Electro, despite her color palette, so she's gonna be lightning down red electricity, and then as predicted, Broadblade. I would have been surprised if she wasn't. So there's that. So she's not actually fire, as Mr. Poke is saying. I'm absolutely excited for the two of them for sure. I'm getting both of them. For those of you that are more free to play, you're kind of on the choice. You basically have the option. Your two options, if you choose not to skip, is basically, do you want to get the Spartan woman or the Athenian waifu? Those are your choices. I will be choosing both Sparta and Athens 100%, and if I'm lucky, I'll probably get a weapon or two as well. But yeah, no, they're doing a good job marketing these characters. Like, ooh, there is a level of power creep in these characters, and it's not the meta kind of version, and I am absolutely falling for it. Are you?